Oh, turn that up. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here. Shout out to Creative Mornings. Shout out to Molly and the team. And you guys all look amazing. I was talking to Mr. Brink, the DJ, and we were like, this all the hip people in one place. Like, I just feel good to be here and see them. When I got asked to speak, I was like, I didn't think I was getting asked to speak. I thought I was getting asked to like DJ something because that's just like the way things go. And so I got asked to speak, and I was like, oh my God, like I can talk about like racism and politics and like all this. Like, how do I get all this stuff into this talk and like pretend that I'm talking about game, but I just want to talk about what I really want to talk about. But then I was like, wait, like what am I gonna wear? Like I gotta. So check it out. This is my Instagram. It's Adrian Butler, and I think you should like just go ahead and get your phones out because you're gonna be taking notes, and so you might as well follow me on Instagram, and I'll follow you back. I promise. So go ahead and get that going. A quick bio about my. Oh, I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I've been wanting to have an easel with this shit up here like this for a long time. So this is. Molly and Creative, thank you. My dream has come true. Post-it makes this big pad. And yeah. So quick bio about myself. Yes, I'm a dad recently. I've been a dad for a long time, actually. I have 3 kids, 15, almost 4, and then the new baby is 3 months old. And he sleeps for like 4 hours a night, so I don't know if you guys got that going on right now. Okay, awesome. So so that makes it difficult to kind of like find time. But anyway, I did start out as a rapper. I think that was like the first way that that people knew about me, and one of the first ways that I was able to kind of, express myself in a public way to large amounts of people. And man, I thought I was really dope. Like I don't know. I'm not like Kanye West with the ego, but I thought that was going to be the way that I made money as a creative person. I thought rap was gonna be the thing. Then I realized that like my daughter and I had like a great relationship. There was a divorce, and we still had a great relationship. And I didn't like going away on the weekends to do shows in random places and not getting paid very much. So then I figured out that like I wanted to stay around here, and then I was DJing all the time. So like I was always DJing on the side. Like this was like DJ. And I had an epiphany after reading The Outliers. And I was reading about this whole 10,000 hour thing. And I was like, fuck, I'm never gonna get 10,000 hours as a rapper. But then I was like booking DJ events all the time. And then I was like, wait. I've never been a rapper, I've always been a DJ, and I just rapped on the side, I had it twisted, and so then I gave up the rap stuff, and now I get to DJ all the time. So there you go. I thought that was gonna be fun. It was more fun than I expected. I'm never gonna make a shot, that's not gonna work. So game is the theme, and I wanted to talk about game, and the first thing that, for me, I just kind of want to share things that I've learned and my experiences, and I hope that helps you out in some way. By all means, I do not think I have any answers, and I was really humbled to be able to speak here in front of all these people. There's so many, I think there's like 20 people here at least that I look up to and respect at a high level. So there's like 20 people here that I would go to see you speak. Like I would, you're talking next month. I'm like, I want to go listen to what you have to say. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I think learning the game to me, being like, this whole like business, creative, make money, save money, be true to your craft and to who you are. So learning the game, I think, was like the first thing for me that I had to learn. So one of the things that I feel like is that like you when you step into situations and you step into new experiences, you kind of have to absorb like what's happening and like kind of just like see what people are doing and see how people are moving, and there's all these opportunities for collaboration, right? Like all these creatives want to collaborate all the time, like so how do you know like who's like really real and like who's really fake and like who's wavering in between, you know what I'm saying? So I think you have to like sit back and just like watch people for a little while, like hang out with them, see them in multiple spaces, then you'll know. You need a samurai code. You need a code, like you can't just like, I can't just like do every single thing and with no guidance, you know what I mean? Like you have to kind of have a point at which you're like, no, like I'm not gonna do that. Like, yeah, for instance, recently there's a TV show whose anchors I really think are cool, but I was like, watching this show is just kind of boring. Like when I watch the show, it's boring, and then I want to go on the show to talk about things. So I was like, that's like one of those things I'm just gonna have to like not do anymore. It doesn't feel right. It feels like, I don't know. You gotta keep the. You have to have like a kind of like a code of rules for yourself to follow, I guess. It'll help guide you when all these opportunities come up that sound great and you can make money, and yeah, money's not everything, I guess, but it is, but it's not. So the code can help you navigate those things. Hustle. Yeah, man. So for me, I've been able to have lots of opportunities with the DJ world, with designing shirts, with making music, with speaking engagements, and all that sort of stuff. Hustle has been like maybe one of the constant things that I didn't quite realize was happening because I was just like so busy. But yeah, like just the basic, like super basic, like working hard and working harder than you think you should, and working harder than other people. That's kind of been like the only reason that I think, not the only reason, but one of the main reasons that I think I've been able to make DJing an actual profession for myself. So you hear this all the time, you know what I'm saying? You hear this Jay-Z lyrics, you hear this, podcasts, and you hear this like everywhere, but it's true. I think when I'm frustrated and when I'm not like in a space where I feel that I'm being successful, this is like, it's kind of like an outlet. It's like a stress release to just like work my ass off at something. Knowing your position is something else I want to talk about. So everybody's got strengths, everybody's got weaknesses, but kind of knowing yourself and knowing like what you're good at doing, knowing what you suck at, knowing how to, those things are like super important, because like, you could waste time doing something that you shouldn't even be doing in the first place. So that's a really big key, I think, is like just knowing your role, knowing your position. You see this in like with the theme of game. You see this in sports all the time. You know what I mean? Like you've got like a basketball team. You've got that guy that can't shoot, Ben Wallace. You know what I'm saying? You've got, you know what I'm saying? But Dennis Rodman. You know what I'm saying? Like there's always going to be those players, right? Like you have to embrace your role as whatever it is that you are, and just like go hard at that and find those opportunities there. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, there's always, you know, because there's always like people doing things that you think that you probably could do, right? Like you're like, oh, he's doing this, I could do that. Like I could DJ. Like it's not that hard. I have a laptop too. Like you know what I'm saying? But if it's not, then you do it and you realize, oh, it's like not as easy as I thought it was. So I really think that knowing your position and like understanding yourself is key to like any sort of success in any game that you are involved in. Opportunities, that's a door. I drew that door. Look at that. Opportunities, man, like come all the time, right? Like you always have opportunities, always opportunities, and you know, take them all. But then you can't take every opportunity. And I was like, oh, how does that work? Like, yeah. So I think saying yes to things that you know are going to be beneficial to you and beneficial to your growth, even. So even if it's not an opportunity that you necessarily like were seeking out and something that you were like super excited about at first. It could turn into something that like helps propel you to like another level in your life and in your personal development. You know what I'm saying? So I think that you have to kind of look at opportunities that way. Like either you're gonna make a lot of money or you're gonna get really good at something that you're not as good at. You know what I'm saying? Like multiple options for how an opportunity can be beneficial. In the same way. If it's gonna make you feel like you sold out, then maybe that opportunity is not. You gotta kind of weigh that option as well. So, rookies and veterans. In the game, I'm looking out here and I feel like we've got both, right? Like there's some people that have been doing their thing for a long time. Shout out to all you veterans out here that have experience and knowledge and things that you can pass on to the younger people. Shout out to the rookies who have all that energy, right? Like they come into a situation, they're at a meeting and like they have like more ideas in 5 minutes than you've had in the last 5 years. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's obviously like with both of those things, and then there's all those people in between. I like to think that I'm in between there, and I like to think being in between is a good place to be to balance both of those things out. But I think that in the game we have to embrace the rookies because like they think they know everything. You know what I'm saying? Like they really do, and I really think I have a teenager. And she's 15, and I think that she really thinks that she knows everything. Like and then I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, I guess to her, she does. You right? Like she's young. This is like she knows the most things that she's ever known in her life at this point, and she has energy, and so like yeah, she thinks she knows everything. So like the rookies always come through, and they can kind of be annoying. You know, it's like just shut up for a second. But then on the other hand, you got veterans that are like, yeah, like well, like 10 years ago when we did this, we did. Yeah, like all right. 10 years ago there was no Instagram. Like, what do you? So I think you have to embrace the rookies. and absorb all their energy and all their like positive vibes and like change the world type of shit. And then veterans, you need to like learn from them, because like history is important. And although times change, like I think maybe some of the basics don't change, you know what I'm saying? Like you shouldn't have been late in 1965, you still should not be late to meetings in 2018. You know what I'm saying? It's all this. So there's things to learn from both. So that's what I want to talk about that. Collaboration and competition. This is so fun for me. I love to meet people, right? Like I love meeting new people. I love to learn from people. I think that learning from people is like way more fun than going to a class in college. So collaboration is an awesome thing, and I I was looking at my Instagram feed, and I was like, man, like, do all these photographers really get together for brunch like that? Like is that really what happened? Like, they just get together for brunch and they laugh at each other and take pictures together? Like, that's, like, I was a rapper for a long time, and rappers, we never got together to hang out. Like, it was like I want to be better than you, right? Like, it was, you know, you have this opportunity that I actually think I should have, and yeah, we're not gonna hang out and have avocado toast. No. So now, you know, these both of these things are like real, and they're like always intertwined. And I was like, how do I? Is there like something I've learned from both of these things? And I think just knowing and being aware that, like, yes, you're gonna collaborate with another designer, and then in like 5 months, that designer is maybe gonna get a job that you thought you should have, or you wanted to have, because you both are in Grand Rapids and you're both great, and the client has to make a choice. So knowing, I guess being aware of that and like going into a situation and like just acknowledging that is really helpful. I find that to be really helpful for me, to be like, hey, like, I know we're getting together and we're doing this thing now. So in 6 months, when you see me at the grocery store and the thing didn't go well for me, but it went well for you, like, let's make sure that we're still cool. So like, I think just like being honest about where you are with collaborating with competitors, or if you have arch nemesis out here, then just like call it what it is and be like, you know what, like, F him, like, like, battle to the end, you know what I'm saying? Like, so just be honest about it either way, I think is gonna help you out, knowing where you stand with people. Because I think what gets confusing is when you think that a situation of collaboration is one way, and then you realize it's not later. I think that's when you get even more frustrated and you start to hate life. Yeah. That says haters, and I remember when that term first like started to come about, right? Like years ago, I was like, it's gonna go away, but it just doesn't go away because they're everywhere. Like, just haters are everywhere. So raise your hand if you feel like you have some haters in your life. Please put your hand up so I don't feel alone. All right, good. Just knowing, I think you should know who they are. Like identify your haters and know who they are, and then learn from them. And like what do they hate about you, or what do they not like that you do? And then try to see it from their perspective, because sometimes, surprisingly, you might like learn more from the haters than you do from like your actual friends. 'Cause your actual friends are just like your friends, and they just like you. They'll just say whatever, you know. You're hanging out for a beer. They're not about to tell you that you're going down the wrong path with this particular choice. You know what I'm saying? So I think embrace your haters. Because yeah, I think it's true that if you weren't doing anything important, you would have no haters. So when you have a hater, count it as a blessing. and learn from them and try to think about what you're doing from their perspective. You need friends. I have a friend named Tom. He came through today. Thank you so much. In the game and in networking and in all this stuff, and like every relationship is like, every new relationship has this like thread of this possibility that it could go and be beneficial for you in some way in your business life, or be beneficial for you in some way in your personal life, and then someone else wants to meet you so that it can be beneficial for them, and they're like, so you got to just have like some real friends that that you don't do any business with. I think it's been really helpful for me to have friends that that I don't have to talk about like DJ stuff. I don't have to talk about anything business related. We can just talk about like Game of Thrones. We could just, we could just do whatever, And it's really nice to have that, to kind of like bring perspective, because I feel like the game has just become so like all encompassing, you know what I'm saying? Like Instagram, social media, email, text, like just, this is like everything, like has this like undercurrent of business, and like what can I get from you, and like what can you give to me, and like, do you think I'm cool enough, and how do I become cooler in your eyes so that I can advance, and it's just like you just gotta have like some time where you can just not think about that and just chill and be yourself. So there you go. The last thing on my feedback. Feedback has been like the best thing to me, I think. And I think hopefully you guys are getting feedback from your people too. I think whenever I do a job, whenever I DJ, well, fortunately when I DJ, like I can get immediate feedback, right? Like I can tell like right away if you like it or if you don't like it, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. There's so many different people here. Like whatever that way is for you to get feedback on your performance, I think that's really valuable. I think oftentimes like you want to do something and it's like your art or your creative passion or whatever, you want to do it and not really, and be like, I just did it. I did it like I was me. I was completely 100% like what I wanted to do. And I killed it because I did like what I wanted to do, and I did it exactly the way that I thought I was going to do it. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes, oftentimes, when you do it that way, it might not resonate with the right people. It might not resonate with people in general. So I think getting feedback and balancing yourself out is great. It's a way to be. I think it brings humility to a little bit of humility to what you're doing, because I mean, let's be honest. This is just Grand Rapids. there's a whole world of people doing all the things that we're doing, and so I think being humble enough to recognize that, and being appreciative of the opportunities that the game has granted you, and getting feedback from your clients and the people that you're working with, I think that will help. It's helped me, and maybe it can help you. And yeah, that's what I wanted to say to you today. Thank you for listening.